Welcome to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well. This video is going to be a little bit different because we're going to play a game and then we're going to stop and we're going to play the game again. Let me explain. We are playing Last Gladiators and that is on the Sega Saturn. That's on the Sega Saturn and we're going to switch to the game right now. So that's a little bit loud. We're going to turn that down just a little bit for you. But I want to show you something. We are going to pick the top table that we got there, Gladiators. All CRT filters are turned off, so you know this is basically the raw MiSTer FPGA output that you've got here. The game is going to load and it will be with us in just one moment's time. Remember, we're using a Sega Saturn on a MiSTer FPGA, so it loads. It's all at exactly the same speed. And there's something I want to point out. There's something I want to show you here. So we're going to start the game and I want you to look very closely at the ball. So let's fire the ball up, which is behind me, and it comes down. And look, can you see that? There's all kinds of tearing on the ball. You know, the way the ball looks, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. We'll do that again. We'll do that again. And we're going to hit around just a little bit. So, you know, there's pixelization, there's breakup. You know, look very closely. Look at those lines that you've got on the ball. And this is one of the reasons that, you know, I've not played this game before because, you know, I don't like what we see. I really don't like what we see. It's a distraction for me, and if it's a distraction for me, it's going to be a distraction for you. But I need to dedicate this video. I need to dedicate this video to my friend Shiffy. Shiffy, it's because of you. It's because of you I now have one of these. This is a Retrotink 4K that's going to improve the experience. Now the game isn't going to be fully dialed in that we've got, but I'm going to plug it in. We're going to use it out of the box, and we are going to see what difference this makes. And here we are, back on the screen. In fact, let me turn it down just a little bit for you. You can already see the difference. Look at the word Gladiators. That's not as broken up as it was before. It looks so much better. So hopefully we're going to have quality ball action. Let's start the game. Welcome to the arena. So we're only going to play one table because I want to have a look at a whole load of other stuff on the Retrotink tonight. And bear in mind, as I say, this is not dialed in. This is just the default settings. But let's check the ball first of all. So fire, come on, fire. There we go, there we go. And it moved too quickly. I didn't see it there. We've got to try and catch it on the bottom. Yes, that looks 100 times better. Already, this is worth it. This is absolutely worth it already. So, where did I get this from? I got this from Consoles for You. And Consoles for You is a company based in Sweden. And you know, Sweden is a different country to the greatest of Britain. And look at that ball is absolutely perfect that we've got there. So I reached out to them in English. I wrote to them and said, hey, you know, will you ship to the UK? And they came back to me in English and said, yes, they will, which was absolutely brilliant. And the reason I went for them as a supplier, as somebody to get this from, is the two UK sellers were sold out, and the UK sellers, no fault of their own, the price you could pay in dollars was the price you were paying in pounds, and it works out a little bit cheaper to get it from Sweden. Probably with the custom charges it came out to be about the same, but Consoles for You was a great company to be dealing with. They responded out of hours, and by out of hours, at the weekend, they would respond to my question. They came back to me, and it was friggin' awesome, you know, and they came back in English as well, which again was great. You didn't have to translate, so you know that they cared for their customer that they've got. And then I had a problem, so this shipped very quickly, and I was very happy with that, brutally happy with how quickly it shipped. And then it seemed to get stuck and lost, and I had no information from the UK end of things, nothing like that, and you know, I really didn't know what to do. So I reached out to them, and they came back to me with more information than what Parcel Force did at the end of the day, where it was stuck. So I followed their advice. I paid a little bit of a customs fee with the information that they gave me, you know, where to go, who to speak to, that kind of thing, and lo and behold, it shipped. I got it within 48 hours of doing that. So yeah, I am so pleased with this. And just looking at the quality of how this looks now, I think I've made a good choice. I believe I've made a good choice. I know I've made a good choice. You know, I've spent a lot of money on this channel over the years. This is basically a hobby channel. It's not monetized or anything like that. But this, I feel, is the last big purchase that I'm doing for the channel, because you know we're there. We've got everything we need. We've got everything we need so to speak. Now, speaking of needs, when you dial these things in, you know, I can have CRT monitors and stuff like this. This is just a flat profile I'm using default out of the box. So I've changed no settings whatsoever. I've used none of the profiles that Shiffy has kindly given me as well. So, oh, 2 balls. Bloody arena, 2 balls. Good, good, good. So, you know, all of this is a plug and play. It literally is plug and play. And with the MiSTer FPGA, what it does is it detected that this was a Saturn core that I was using. The Retrotink 4K recognised it as a Saturn core, and you know, I didn't have to do anything. And you know, these settings, the difference that you see from the opening bit of video to what we've got now, was all done internally. Now I expect I will be going back and playing this game properly a bit further down the line in terms of, yeah, we will look at all the tables, but I've got to say I'm so excited to have a look at the online manual, mess about a bit with this. That, you know, we are only really going to be playing this table, but this is one of 2 games that came out on the Saturn, and it had basically 4 tables on here. And there's another pinball game they've done as well, which is, I think, got another 4 tables. But no, we can now play this because we're not getting a breakup. It looks good. We're not getting the artifacts that I showed at the beginning, which was a little bit upsetting for me. I mean, you know, look at that. As you see the graphic there, that man's nipple comes out in high quality. You can see a man's nipple in quality pixels that you've got there. So yeah, that shows how good this is looking. The balls are looking good, the nipples are looking good. What else is looking good? Who knows? Well, the jackpot's looking good as well. So we will take that. We will take that. Alright, okay, so I don't know how high my score is going to be. We're just going to be the best that we can. But yeah, no, this is a lovely, lovely piece of kit here. I'm generally, you know, wanting to get the best score I can, because, you know, if you watch this channel, we don't cheese on videos, we don't really quit games or anything like that. But I'm so excited for it to end. So, oh my god, a real jackpot as well. Look at that score. I'm so excited for it to end so that I can just mess about. I want to fire up different cores. I want to bath in pixels. I want to just look at pixels all night long. Alright, so battle again. No, we're not going to do that. We got 703 million, which isn't too bad for us. But you know, Shiffy, my friend, Shiffy, this video is down to you. I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for bringing the Retrotink to my attention, you know. And you know, we have a score. Oh my god, we're not even on the high score. Oh, holy hell. You know what, let's do one more table. Let's celebrate this great piece of kit with one more table. Oh, I wasn't going to do it, but we're going to play one more. Oh, I don't know what to do though. So we've got Knight of the Roses, Dragon Showdown, or Warlock. Let's do Knight of the Roses. Yeah, you see, I just want to look at the pixels, really. You know, my play, it doesn't matter how good my play is, but I want to look at the pixels. Okay, this looks rather pretty, doesn't it? What is this? Another Knight. Everlasting Love. Death Watch lit. Okay, so this will look even better when the CRTs and the monitors are dialed in. And the beauty of the Retrotink is, you know, these settings you can modify, you can change to how you like. If you've got a CRT monitor, eventually that is going to fail you. And you know, the Retrotink is an FPGA device, so hopefully it won't fail you and it will carry on working. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of exciting times ahead. Now, historically in the past, and I think the game was Rocky & Co. I can't really remember, but there was a game on the Commodore 64 where I got some feedback saying that doesn't look good, it looks too new, it looks too sharp. So when I'm doing profiles, yes, I use a lot of what Shiffy has given me. I won't lie, I will absolutely do that, but that's going to be in you know, how it looks for me, how it would have looked perhaps for him when he passed it down, assuming I don't make any changes to that profile. If I do videos and some things look absolutely god awful as I go on a journey, you've got to tell me. Now, we can never get it right for everybody all the time, that's a given, but if we could be in a position where, you know, we can get it right for 90% of the time, then I have done my job. I have done my job. Because otherwise, if I haven't done my job, you know, I will be looking a bit depressed, like this rabbit here, you know, fed up if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I will have to turn to drink like this rabbit here. And you don't want me to be depressed or drunk, do you? And was that game over? That was a very quick game. Holy hell, that was a very quick game. That didn't last long at all. You know what? I think we've probably got time to do one more. Maybe it's going to keep being one more to the end, but wow, too much talking, not enough playing there. So Dragon Showdown. You know, we're going to have to do Warlock after this. We can't just bloody leave one on its own. We absolutely can't. So they look very serious, don't they? God, wouldn't you be upset if you woke up and you had those three men standing at the foot of your bed looking like that? Dear God. All right. Okay, off we go. Off we go. But yeah, this ball looks spectacular. You know, it looks awful on the MiSTer FPGA normally. It really, really does with the tear that you're getting. But the Retrotink doing this, yeah, there seems to be no, I don't know if the word, oh my God, I died again. I don't know if the word is latency or anything else like this, or delay, but you know, everything seems to be exactly as it should be. You know, in terms of great visuals, speed is absolutely fine. It really, really is. I was looking before I purchased this on some professional people that knew all about videos and video displays and stuff like this, in terms of the reviews they've got, you know, just to see what another opinion looked like, you know, beyond Shiffies, because this is a lot of money to be spending on this, which I have no problem doing this, although I am not going to be eating for the week. The missus isn't going to be eating. The only people that are going to be eating in the house are the cats, because I spent all the money. No, that's not true. We just enjoy our food, so yeah, we're just going to permanently be hungry as we were before. But I looked at a few other opinions for this as well, and everybody had good things to say about this product. They really, really did. So yeah, this is a good, solid investment in my eyes. It really is. Right, okay, let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got. Can we get 100,000 points? Because, you know, this is awful. We did all right on table number 1. I suppose it's my excitement, my true excitement. I'm generally excited just to be mucking about with this later on. I really am. And, you know, I've gushed a bit about Consoles for You in terms of where I got this from. You know, the trouble I had and how good they were with their support and everything else like this. You know, support your local company like Consoles for You, whatever it may be, and by local company, you know, your independent, you know, gaming supplier, because, you know, otherwise I would have probably had to go to the States for this and go on a waiting list, which would have been a real ball ache. But that's game over. We've got one more table to try, and I am going to try and be a lot better on that table. Alright, so start here, start again. And it was Warlock, I think. There we go, Warlock. Let's play Warlock. Sounds so serious, doesn't it? Oh, he's trying to look like the Highlander. Oh, that's pretty. Death Watch lit. Alright, okay. All these tables need more attention. They need a lot more attention, but the DMD, the displays are really nice how big they are. Usually I don't go for ones that are in your face like this, but it works because they appear and disappear and you don't lose the ball watching what's going on. They have written this game well, and I hope the other tables are going to be like it as well, because we will revisit those other tables, and I think we'll probably do this video again as well. You know, I was just eager to test. I was eager to test my Retrotink was working, to make sure everything was doing all it should be doing, and it seems to be. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, why don't you do a Retrotink video? No, I'm not going to do one of those, purely for the fact is I can't do it justice for what I know right now, compared to some of the other videos that are already out there. So, you know, that needs to be left in the hands of the experts in, you know, the HDMI, the CRT, the video through. That was a nice picture. There's a skeleton with a tarot card there. That needs to be left, I believe, in the hands of the experts that know what they're doing. Maybe in a few weeks, when I've had it for a bit more, I will consider doing one, you know, just to do it, and we could perhaps do a showcase where we look at all the different cores with it off, and then we look at all the different cores with it on. Just so, in fact, that may be one way to do it, just so you can see what we've got. But I don't feel I can give you the kind of video that you want, which is going to be, you know, useful in terms of what we got. And by useful, you know, look at the ZX Touch ones that I do. You know, I consider those useful. Look at the ones that I've done for the Ironclad DX system board, and the Ironclad Lite that I've done as well, both of those from D3F Mods. You know, those are, in my opinion, useful videos that I've done. We're actually running on the MiSTer FPGA with a DX Ironclad at the moment as well. It's still going absolutely fine, no issues at all from when I did that video, which is absolutely great. But yeah, I want to do the right kind of videos for you guys and girls. I value you watching, and I don't want to do a video where I'm going to give you some, you know, wrong information in terms of it's something physical, which won't do justice to the product. If I give wrong information about games that I'm playing, you know, I make mistakes. We're all bloody human and stuff like that. We absolutely are. Last I checked, I was human anyway. You know, you're in a world where it doesn't matter. It's a game. It's a game. But when you're doing stuff where it's physical hardware that people spend their money on, you don't want to get that wrong. Alright, that's a nice animation. This is so Highlander-like. It really, really is. Multi-ball. Actually, look at this. We're doing alright for the score. My favourite table, though, I think, so far, is the first one. This is my second favourite table, because I've seen a bit more. The other ones we didn't see that much of, which was a bit of a shame, but my gameplay was so shoddy. It ended so quickly. In fact, the second table, it ended before I even knew it was time for it to be ended. Okay, rest in peace, Undertaker, not from the WWE. Victor. Okay, how far can we go? How far can we go? Multi-ball. Another multi-ball. Good, good, good. You know, I would not cry over a piece of hardware. I absolutely wouldn't, because that would be silly. I might cry if I lost it or I broke it, but you know, inwardly I am smiling like the 3-year-old kid who's just been given the tub of ice cream for Paddy's Day, to eat all the ice cream, all the mint ice cream, before his parents get home drunk. Because they've been having so much fun, because yeah, he found the freezer open because he was left at home while they all went to the pub on Paddy's Day to celebrate. So yeah, you know, I'm like that little kid that's got the ice cream with this. You know, it is friggin' awesome. Oh, werewolf, we got a werewolf. We got an extra ball as well. So there's a lot of ball action going on here, but I don't see my points going up too much. Maybe they will, maybe something big will happen. But those points are not going up as much as I like, and we lost another ball. 380,000, and that is it. Judge again. No, we won't. We will let that time out as we end the fourth table. I nearly held up 3 fingers, but it's actually 4 fingers. 4 fingers and no thumbs, but a thumbs up to the Retrotink, a thumbs up to Shiffy. Sir, this video is for you. The ball tearing is absolutely gone. It is totally gone. I could not be happier. I could not be happy with this product. Thank you for your support, my friend. Thank you for your support. And to each and every one of you that got this far in the video as well, thank you for your support. Thank you for any likes, subs, and comments that you do as well. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, this is a non-monetized channel. We are here for you. I am here for you. So if you've got any requests or something like that, I will do my best to play them. I will. It may take me a little time. It may cost me several £100s in buying the right piece of hardware so I can do the request. But no, that doesn't matter. As long as I'm not doing it for every game, because then it would get a little bit expensive. But beyond that, all of you stay safe. All of you take care. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Would you like to play again?